How's it going, guys? Nordy here, bringing you some more StarCraft2 ladder matches. Finally continuing on my road from silver to hopefully master someday. It's been a hot minute since I made one of these masters videos, or one of the road to masters videos anyway. Not like a masters league yet, but it's been a while, so figured I'd post a couple more videos tonight for you guys. First one we got here, it's a PvZ between myself and Thomas Vino here on Abyssal Reef. So let's get right into it here. So Thomas, he's a gold league, and obviously I'm platinum again. Oh, nameplates production. All right. So PvZ. I mean, if you've watched my other videos, or if you've just played StarCraft for a little bit, like if you're not super new, I'm sure you already know that you want to wall off against Zerg. So that's what I do here with my first pylon. Just put it at the front here. I like to make it so that my pylon, that like the little power radius, like is just barely skimming the top of this ramp here. So I know I'm able to put my buildings down and not have this pylon get in the way of the wall, because you really don't want a pylon in your wall, because like if the Zerg does like a Bane bust or something like that, pylon doesn't have a whole lot of HP, so the Bane bust can really take you out fast. Getting my gas up, sending my probe out to scout as usual. Always want to send that after he builds the gateway here, just to make sure your opponent isn't doing something crazy like a Ling Rush or a Roach bust on you. Other than that, continuing on as normal here. Come up. My scout sees the expansion, so I know I'm safe to expand. So I like to expand at 20. I just rally the 19th probe down to my natural there, so he can build it right away when he gets down there. Transfer 3 probes into my gas. I come up and I scout that his pool is just building, so I know for sure that he didn't get a early pool. So I throw down the expansion. Keep my probe here to build the cyber core to complete my wall off here. A little bit late on that, but that's fine. So Abyssal Reef is a little weird because it's got two choke points at the nat, so it's a little bit odd to wall off. But I'm gonna give it my best attempt here. Throwing out my second gas. Since Protoss is pretty reliant on gas for most of their units. Got my probe over here just chilling, waiting to come over here and just scout around, see what he's up to later on in the match. Gonna build my first gate right here. I know he could just take down these rocks and roll through there, but for now, this is a safe spot to put my first gate. I'm not exactly sure how to wall this map off on that just yet, but I'm still playing around with some different wall offs. I don't think I get this wall exactly right. Building my mothership core, obviously starting warp gate, it's pretty essential. Throw down my Twilight Council at the front and the wall as well. Leave one tile gap there. This guy's overlord's coming down to scout me out, as Zerg usually does. Gonna put another gateway right here, and then I'll end up putting a pylon right here. What I'm doing in this game, or what I'm looking to do anyways, I'm looking to get up to that mass Archon charge lot all in. Or not really all in, but just attack. Manages to pluck one probe off these 2 Zerglings there, but my mothership's core is done, so I'm just going to bring it down to deal with these 2 annoying lings. I don't want him to get too much scouting or extra damage done, so I just photon overcharge that pylon. Maybe that was a mistake. I probably didn't have to do that, but I figured might as well. Natural's done, so I rally my nexus and my main to the probes to go down there when they're done building. The gate's done. Building a adept here to just hold position here at the wall off, just to make sure no more lings can slip through and do any probe damage to me. Throwing down a robotics facility, mostly for observer, because if you're doing the Archon build, I'll be going for the DT shrine first. So If once I send my observer over there, it kind of acts as two things. You know, it acts as one, it acts as a scouting unit. You know, give me information on what my opponent's doing, and two, it acts as kind of like a guinea pig for. It's kind of like a guinea pig to see if he gets a overseer or not, see if he gets detection. Because if he never gets detection, then I just won't morph those DTs into Archons. I'll just keep him DTs because, I mean, he won't have anything to kill him with, so my DTs will just wreck his whole arm. So you can see, putting Pylon down here because I'm going to put my DT Shrine in the back. Just try to hide it a little bit better. But yeah, but if I do see that he gets Overseer, then I'll just morph those DTs and Archons real quick. He manages to kill my probe over here. I kind of forgot to send them in again to scout. That was a bit of a mistake on my part, but not too big a deal. See here, I'm getting the observer over there, send my guinea pig out to scout the enemy base. Building my gateways on the edge here. I'm making sure to get a good pylon spread. That way I have, one, I have vision, and two, I just have a lot of room to build my buildings. Observer going across the map. This one, my Nat here is about saturated. Just got to throw some probes into the gases there, and then I'll be looking to take my third over in this position over here. I find on this map, this third is a little bit better to take than this third, because if you take this one, then you know he can come in. He's got this huge area that he can come in and attack you, or he can come down from the top of the ramp and attack you. So I like to just go right here. It's got, you know, two pretty nice choke points for defense. Observer coming up. I see he's got, you know, decent amount of roaches and lings, so I know that my DT Archon build will do pretty good here. You can see here I got my DT. I threw my DT Shrine. Oh, I threw it up in the middle. Usually you want to throw it in the back. I don't know why I threw it up here. Got my forge down so I can start getting upgrades soon. I'm getting charge in because, like I said, I'm going to be going for a Archon mass charge lot build. Just got a few adepts, but nothing too crazy. I believe I also have resonating glaives for the adepts. Building my third down right here. See, he's coming in for an attack. He's going to do a quick little run by at my third to try to get the cancel, because he probably figures that my third is either already completed or about to complete, which, you know, it kind of is. Still, my observer's still over here. Haven't seen any overseers yet, so my DTs are still DTs. You can see here he does not have any with his army, so the DTs are basically just going to wreck his army because he won't have anything to detect them, so they'll go uncontested. He could just corrosive bile them, the Ravagers here, but I would just move away from it if I saw corrosive bile come from him. So he comes in with attack. You know, this is a pretty big army, but again, he doesn't have any detection, so my DTs are just going to wreck him. I believe he starts to morph in some overseers here pretty soon. Yep, he's got one now. So I see the overseer at this point, but it's kind of too late to morph into Archons, so I just use the DTs as DTs still. Warping a few more zealots in front here to try to ward this off. And I'll back off. I got an immortal out as well, so that'll help out with the roaches. So since he backed off, I immediately morphed these into Archons. Working on my +1. Managed to save my third, so that's a good thing. So I'll be able to start putting probes on that. Transferring some probes from my natural over to my third, because again, even if your natural fills up, if you don't have a third already, you want to keep building probes because you can always just transfer them once your third is done. You can see here he's massing a pretty decent army. I just have a bunch of zealots and two Archons and an immortal, a few adepts, and a sentry for upgrades looking like. So he's got +1 Zerg missiles, and I have resonating glaives and charge, and he's also got +1 carapace. My +1 ground weapon about to be completed. Getting a warp prism as well, so I can warp in units at the front. Comes in for an attack here. Activate my guardian shield since he's got mostly ranged attack units. Help reduce that range damage. You can see here these Archons and Zealots are just crushing his army. But he's backing off. He doesn't want to deal with this right now. I see he throws down the corrosive bile, so I back my army off before they get smacked with those. Continuing to warp in more Zealots in the rear. Warp prisms going across the map here. Must not have been paying attention, he didn't see that. didn't try to snipe it with his Hydralisk. Here I try to move out for an attack, then I see he's still over here chilling at the ramp up there, so I just move up to kill the rest of his army here. I've already dealt with most of the roaches, so. Third is saturated with minerals. I just need to get some gas up there. Bring in some more charge lots here. I kind of mess up my micro and I keep them running over there, so that's a bit of a mistake, but that's fine. Huge warping of adepts here. You can see here I got a whole bunch of gates up in my my main base. So I'm going to push. Pause it real quick here. So my main army here, I'm going to push. You know, kind of swing around. If you're looking at the minimap where my cursor is, I'm just going to kind of swing around and hit his natural. And at the same time, on the left side, I got my warp prism. I'm going to warp in a bunch of zealots to hit his third, because I know he's probably got a third up by now. So we're going to do a little bit of a two-pronged attack here. Just continue to chase his army down here with my zealots and my archons. You can see here I warped in a bunch of zealots to hit his third, take out the mineral production over here. While my main army is also hitting his natural expansion, so he can't reinforce over at the third. So I'm going to end up being able to take out his third. And I overwhelmed his army, so I'll be able to take out his natural expansion as well. And you know, at this point, it's pretty much over. I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do right now. You know, I got zealots ravaging his third. Got my main army ravaging his main, or his natural expansion. Still got my warp prism up, so I just continuously warp in more and more zealots. I'm floating a lot of minerals right now, but again, like I said, the match is pretty much over at this point. I'm just waiting for him to GG. Running up my zealots up to his main here to deal the killing blow. Morphing in a bunch of archons just in case. But like I said, it's pretty much over. Just waiting for him to GG out at this point. Gonna move up my reinforcing army in. See here, he starts to complain a bit. He calls me a bitch. I honestly didn't notice that until I was just watching this replay over again here a few minutes ago. So, I mean, some people get mad when they lose. I don't know why. Thomas, if you're watching this, you know, zealots are good, but you know, if you see a mass zealot build, you know, maybe a couple banelings would help you. Maybe an infestor with some fungal. I don't know, something like that. Maybe not just continue to throw waves of roaches and hydras at me. I mean, it didn't work the first, second, third, or fourth time. Why'd you think it worked the fifth? But anyway, that was a good match. Let's see here, APM. So, jeez, he had 222 APM, and I only had 74. So, again, like I've been saying, APM doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, that was a good match. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That build that I just showed you guys there in that match is probably becoming my is quickly becoming my new main PvZ build. So I've had pretty good success with it. So if you guys want to copy it, then by all means. Definitely won me quite a few games here recently. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope you learned something. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Already out.